ahead and, okay. 11 o'clock class. Here are the results of the belief quiz, and I'm going to go ahead and run through this fairly straightforward. And the key thing on this is to make sure that you understand the relationship between the bedroom and the wallet and the different categories that are up here. As you can see, this is basically just a geographic plane. And if you notice up here, you've got positive going up and you've got positive to the right. You've got negative down here going down, and you've got negative down here going to the left. And the line up top that's running up to down is going to be bedroom, and then the horizontal line over here is the wallet line. Basically, just to introduce this, what I was talking about the other day is that if you know that of how much a person wants the government to be able to regulate wallet or economic issues, and if you know how much a person believes the government should regulate bedroom or moral issues, you got a really good chance of being able to predict what their political beliefs are. So as you look at this plane, basically speaking, if you're above this line, then you believe that the government to greater or a lesser degree should be regulating moral issues. And if you fall below this line, you have a tendency of believing that the government should stay out of bedroom or moral issues. If you fall to the right of this line, you believe that the government should regulate economic or wallet issues. And if you fall to the left of this line, what you'll end up believing technically is that the government should stay out more of economic issues. Now, to kind of put this into context, let me start down here in this bottom left-hand quadrant. And you'll notice up here, Grace Kim, you'll notice Marta, you'll notice Brittany, and you'll notice Jorge down here at the bottom. You folks are going to be folks that believe that the government should stay out of economic issues. You folks are going to believe that the government should stay out of bedroom or moral issues. You folks are what are known as my libertarians. You folks are what are known as my libertarians. Now, the libertarian motto basically is that the government that governs least governs best. Or, if you want to turn it around, the government that governs best governs least, however you want to look at it. And their sense is that the government should stay out of your wallet or your economic issues, and the government should stay out of your bedroom or moral issues because they believe in the strength of the individual. Individuals should be free to rise or fall based upon their own merits. So the other day, in terms of economic issues, libertarians are going to believe in less taxes for everybody, frankly, because they want the government to do less things. You don't need as much money if the government's not doing as much. The government is going to regulate less, so they're not going to help people as much as far as buying their first home. That's the strength or the lack of strength of the individual that's going to determine this. And then when you start thinking about things like minimum wage, when you start thinking about things like maximum hours, when you start thinking about things like health care insurance, these are all things that the government should stay out of, that the individual should do for him or for herself. Now, the other piece to this is going to be the bedroom element of it, the moral issues. Libertarians believe that individuals should be free to choose whatever it is that they decide to choose. And what I mean by this is that if you decide abortion is the alternative that you would like, the government should stay out of that. That's the woman's decision. It's her body, it's her decision. When you start talking about weed, believe it or not, of all of the groups up here, the libertarians have a plank in their platform, their presidential platform on a yearly basis, that believes in the legalization of weed. So marijuana would be legal to libertarians because that's an individual choice. When you think about prayer in schools, again, that's an individual choice. They're not going to force it, they're not going to ban it, but it's the individual that determines it. So what we're saying is that you, in this circumstance, are going to be free. The government, freer. The government is going to stay out of your personal business economically and morally. Now, when you look at this, Grace, you actually scored 4 out of 7 and 4 out of 7. This is Grace Kim. Grace, when you look at this, on this particular chart, on 4 of the 7 issues, you believe the government should not regulate morals, and on 4 of the 7 issues, you believe that the government should stay out of economics. So basically, you are basically a moderate. You could have conceivably, if you changed one question, fallen within any of these 4 boxes. Your political beliefs oftentimes are going to be determined by the issue, because in this, you really are fair to middling on all of them. Just as many times you say the government should regulate, almost as not. If you go a little bit further, though, Brittany and Marta, you're moving down a little bit, so you're stronger libertarians. Brittany, you on 4 of the 7 believe the government should stay out of the wallet. But having said this, on 5 of the 7, you said that the government should stay out of moral issues. So Brittany, your sense is that the government needs to stay out of your bedroom, the government needs to stay out of your moral issues much, much stronger than, frankly, the economic ones. You're a little bit more moderate there. Marta, you're getting to a stronger libertarian still, because on 5 of the 7 in terms of morals and 5 of the 7 in terms of economics, you believe that the government should stay out of your business. So you are the best rounded, if you will, of all of the folks that are libertarians at this point. Now, Jorge, you down at the bottom got the perfect score along with Bartender. On 7 of the 7, you said that the government should stay out of your moral issues. Now, that's not to say that you don't have any morals, but Jorge, on 7 of the 7, you believe that the government has no business in your personal life. However, you're actually on the same line with Brittany and Grace Kim in the sense that on 4 of the 7, you believe that the government should stay out of economics, but that would lead you to be more moderate because, again, you're almost 50-50 depending upon the issue as far as where the government should regulate. Now, what you'll notice up here is that if you are side by side, like the libertarians are here with this quadrant, this basically means that you're going to share part of the belief. So the libertarians and this group are going to believe that the government should stay out of moral issues. Having said this, you're different. Over here, the libertarians say stay out of the wallet. Over here, this group is going to believe that the government should regulate wallet issues. If you fall in this bottom right-hand quadrant, you folks are my liberals. So if you notice up here, Ruben, Rita, Nabil, Rosalind, Kevin, Bartender, Chloe, Michael, Oscar, Peter, Karen, Rebecca, actually there's Michael Long on this. When you look at these, you folks all scored as far as liberals are concerned. So when you look at this, the liberals are going to be just like the libertarians in terms of moral issues. The libertarians and the liberals both believe that the government should stay out of personal business. So as you look at this, all of you that we're talking about are going to, school prayer is not something that's going to be forced. Abortion is going to be an individual choice. Marijuana legality is going to be an individual choice. These are the things that we were talking about the other day. When you start getting into whether or not the flag salute, the Pledge of Allegiance, or for that matter, the national anthem should be recited only in English. All of you are going to say that the government needs to stay out of these areas. This is for the individuals to decide, and you're not going to mandate these things by government. Now, where you differ is that liberals are going to believe that the government should regulate wallet issues. Now, when you think about it, libertarians say that you rise or fall based on your own ability. You rise or fall based on how much money you make, your success. And if you rise, the government's not going to hold you back. Of course, if you fall, the government's not really going to help you out. Well, liberals are going to look at this a little bit differently. Their argument is going to be that effectively we need to keep it so that too few people don't have too much. Think about this. We don't want too many people. We don't want to have too few people to have too much. We don't want to have too many people to not have anything. So when you hear about the 1% debate or the 1% argument, liberals are really fighting this war. Liberals are going to believe kind of like Robin Hood. Take from the rich and give to the poor kind of a notion. They're going to believe, when you think about it, that you should pay taxes based on what you earn. So the more you earn, the more taxes you should pay. Liberals, when you think about it, are going to offer assistance to people that are attempting to buy their first home. Liberals are going to believe oftentimes, that the government can spend your money for you, for the country as a whole, better than you individually can spend it for yourself. And when you think about it, I mean, granted, y'all are in a college classroom, y'all are going to be the most educated folks to a degree that are in the country, but there are a lot of people that don't ever get to college that might not have the same focus, the same motivation, the same drive, the same discipline as you, and liberals are going to be looking out for them by attempting to control the wallet. Now, when you look at this, basically, we've got Ruben and Rita up here. And again, Ruben and Rita, you're really, really solid moderates. Meaning if you changed one answer, you could have ended up in any of these 4 quadrants, but you're liberal leaning, just like Grace Kim is libertarian leaning. When you come over here, Michael Wong, Oscar and Peter, 1, 2, 3, you're more solid liberals. 5 of 7 and 5 of 7. 5 of 7, you said that the government should regulate economics. On 5 of 7, you said that the government should stay out of the moral issues. So you believe strongly in individual freedom, in individual morality, if you will, personal decisions about morality, but you also believe that you do take from the rich and give to the poor. Chloe, you're moving further away, and this is kind of implied, but just as a sense, the closer you are to the center point up here, the more moderate you are. As you begin to move further and further away, you become less and less moderate. So, Chloe, on 6 of the 7 questions, you said that the government should stay out of moral business. On 6 of the 7 questions, you said that the government should regulate economic ones. You are a very, very strong liberal. We've already talked about bartender down here, but if you notice, Reuben, Rita, Nabil, Rosalind, Kevin, and bartender, you all scored on the exact same line, if you will, regarding wallet issues. So you're very moderate. 4 times out of 7 you believe that the government should regulate economics. 3 times out of 7 that you said no. So really, depending upon the issue, you could conceivably be liberal or you could conceivably be libertarian. What you'll notice up here is that Reuben and Rita, you are very moderate in terms of moral issues. Nabil and Rosalind, you are 5 out of 7 that the government should stay out. Kevin down here is 6 out of 7 that the government should stay out of individual choice issues. And bartender, you were actually a perfect 7 for 7, just like Jorge. Let me do what I want to do behind closed doors, and the government should stay out of my business. Again, libertarians believe that the government should stay out of moral issues and stay out of economic issues. They are similar to liberals because liberals believe that the government should stay out of moral issues. But they differ from liberals in the sense that the liberals are going to believe in regulating the wallet or the economics. I will pick up with the other 2 quadrants in just a second.